So here we have our pig's head. This one is going to be for our signature dish called Sisig fried rice. We're gonna simmer it until it is tender, but not overcooked. So sisig has been in the Philippines since the 1700s. Traditionally, sisig is pig's head. The more nuanced version started when there was a US air base in Pampanga and there was a surplus of pig's head. Pork in the Philippines is a very big protein. There's a lot of different variations of pork. We have our lumpia, we have our sisig. So we go through a shit ton of pork, I can't even tell you. You'll see in our menu. I like to say we are a modern Filipino restaurant that really pays homage to Filipino recipes. And that way we translate that into our own authentic way in utilizing California ingredients. Then that way we can make the cuisine shine through our own lens. All right, so now the pig's head is cooked. We are going to debone it. After that, we are going to grill it. So deboning it is fairly easy. You don't have to worry about how perfect it looks. I just cut through the center and throughout, and then just work my way through on the sides, the cheek. And then from there, I kind of open it up and try to get as much meat as possible. This dish was taught to me by my dad. There's a lot of different places where they do use shoulder instead of the pig's head. But since my dad taught me this dish, I really want to get into making sure that we do it properly. We actually will rebrace this and then try to pick out as much as possible because you don't want to keep wasting, right? We're trying to mark it and try to get a bunch of smoke flavor into it, and that way when we braise it, it permeates through and translates. We now have the braised pig's head. This is a reused tire in the Philippines that they turn into a mallet. All right, so now we save the pig's brain. So we will add that to the sisig fried rice. Add a little bit of richness. Some places imitate this richness by using mayonnaise into the sisig. But since we have a whole pig's head, that's what we're gonna use. Back in 2013, we were stranded in a typhoon in the Philippines. After we came back in the US, we did a fundraiser called Rice for Hope. And that was one of the dishes that was born then. And it's followed me throughout different pop-ups, restaurants, and I think it is one of our most important dishes. So now we are gonna chop it up. Doesn't need to be perfect. So now we are going to sweat the onions. Put a little bit of the garlic. We're just gonna add, this is chopped up chicken liver. This gives a little bit more depth and flavor. Kind of like the secret ingredient of a sisig, honestly. We add the bay leaf. So since vinegar is a very integral part of this, we do use a good amount of it. This one is distilled vinegar from the Philippines. There's a myth that you're not supposed to stir the vinegar before it boils. They say it's gonna come out very differently. The meat's gonna get tough. You see it boil, I can stir it, right? I'm not gonna get in trouble. I just added dark soy sauce and then soy sauce. Call it Knorr. If you're familiar with Maggi, it'd be like this competition. This is calamansi juice, Filipino citrus. From here, mix it with rice. This is the base for the fried rice. When it's fired, we're gonna toss in a smaller wok, and then that way you're getting, again, a little bit of that wok flavor. So I grew up in the Philippines until basically I was at college. I knew I wanted to cook. I never knew I wanted to cook Filipino food. And later on, we did that fundraiser. And from there, we realized that people really appreciated it. People loved it. And I think that was our calling. Now we're gonna make our Lola's Lumpia. Lola means grandma. It's called Lola's Lumpia is because it's sort of like a very traditional grandma's recipe. We do serve it a little bit more nuanced, but let's make our filling first. So this one is Berkshire pork. This guy is a pork shoulder, and we're just gonna cut it. So I believe that by grinding your own pork, you can control how emulsified it is. I really make sure that, the marbling is correct on this, and that way flavor really comes out. I think lumpia is a gateway for Filipino food. A lot of people have had egg rolls before, and they know what it is. It's delicious, it's simple, and yet it's very Filipino. Now we have our ground pork. We're basically gonna make sausage. We're gonna paddle it. Our ingredients, you got celery, carrots, garlic, onion. So start with dry ingredients first. We have a little bit of sugar, black pepper, salt, and then Knorr, the liquid seasonings, or like the soy sauce. This one, we want to make sure the juices are kept inside of the meat. Then that way it doesn't become grainy or dry. Now we are going to transfer this and we're going to start filling our lumpia. These are straight from the Philippines, handmade lumpia wrappers. Different from the square ones. The square ones are typically machine made. So I prefer these because they're a little bit more delicious, a little bit more crispy than the square ones. We are gonna put it in a piping bag. By putting in a piping bag, it's a lot more efficient, it's a lot easier to manage versus the old school way of utilizing a spoon and then doing it one by one. I used to be a pastry chef and I'm always all about efficiency and making sure that it's fast, easy. Lumpia is definitely one of the most popular items on the menu, similar to the sisig fried rice. Because whenever there's festivals, we sell by the thousands. We literally line every single countertop with like lumpia wrappers, and this one guy just like goes around and start filling. One guy egg washes. So from here, we actually put in the freezer. Then that way, when we fry it, the wrapper doesn't unravel. All right, we just pop this out from the freezer, and then we're gonna drop in the fryer. We are gonna double fry it. We just wanna make sure it's also cooked through since it's fried from frozen. Every Filipino restaurant will have some type of lumpia. And I think we do it ours traditionally, but in a different sense. We put it in a lettuce wrap, then that way it's a little bit more fresh. That's that, that's our Abacá lumpia. I think that's why we make so much of it, because we end up snacking out like a lot of it as well. Here at Abacá, we have our secret menu, and that's where you're gonna find the balut. Balut is a fertilized duck egg. Imagine a hard-boiled egg with duck inside. We're gonna use this spring-loaded egg top cracker, and then we're gonna snap it. We can't crack it like a regular egg because we put the broth back into the shell to kind of be part of our presentation. So with the balut, we get it from the farmer's market in Daly City. It's from Metzer Farms. They're there every Thursday and Saturday, and Jane, she takes care of us with the perfect size bird. Sourcing balut is easy in the Bay Area because there's so much population of Filipinos out here in the Bay Area. Getting this is very, very common. All right, so now we are going to separate the eggs, egg yolks, and the duckling. Just use your hands. So we kind of, on purpose, kind of spread it out a little bit. Then that way, when we beer batter it, you kind of see in its entirety. This may look shocking, but again, you know, I grew up with this. It's part of a lot of different cultures, and sharing this is, I think it's amazing. Right, first we're gonna go fry these little ducklings. So our clientele, you know, it's a mixed bag, right? There's a lot of like Filipinos, there's a lot of non-Filipinos, but a lot of them have never tried balut because there's a stigma attached to it. And our whole approach of that is making it easy for people to enjoy it. All right, so we are now gonna make the batter. So all-purpose flour, a little bit of rice flour, a little bit of cornstarch, onion powder, garlic powder, spice, turmeric, mix it all together. And from there, we'll add a little bit of cold water. It's more like I guess like a sort of like a very close to a tempura batter. So the first fry is gonna be around a minute and a half, and then we'll, you know, make sure it's cooked through on the second fry. Now we're gonna set this for a service later on. So once we do get a fire from a table ordering this, we're gonna drop it in the fryer again. All right, so now we are gonna make our second part of the dish. We taken some duck bones that we roasted, made like a fortified stock. All right, we're just gonna put a little bit in the vacuum seal bags. We're also going to take that egg whites, kind of just like add some protein and some flavor in there. This one, after we cook it, this will be put back in a shell in broth form. So this guy is called a rational combi. It can cook, it can steam, it can roast, it can do both at the same time. It can go high temperatures. This is like one of the hardest working employees in the restaurant. And my favorite child. Don't tell anybody. So now we are going to cook the third part, is the egg yolk. We're gonna put it in a vacuum seal bag, bag it, and then steam it until it's sort of hard boiled. This is the egg yolk. So what we're gonna do is cut it, pass it on a tammy, so like really push it through and make a mousse out of this. We will pass this to the sieve once or twice, depending how smooth it becomes. And then we are going to add a little bit of cream, add a little bit of salt, maybe a touch of soy, season it. The texture I'm looking for is a little closer to a deviled egg. Next, we're gonna take our broth, and we're gonna put the broth inside that we've seasoned. We're gonna put a little bit of truffle oil on there. Brings a little earthiness. So the skin, we're just gonna put the duck egg that we passed. Just smear it like that. We'll garnish a little bit of pickled onions, a little bit of sorrel. In the Philippine culture, we use a lot of vinegar dipping, but instead of like a liquid vinegar where it's just gonna go everywhere, we wanna dictate how the guest eats it. So by making a gel out of it, each bite will have that perfect acidity, richness. One more thing, we're gonna smear a little bit of this, kind of have like a standing point for the duck. Again, add a little bit of vinegar. So we have it standing up, then that way you know what you're eating. It's not hiding, it's in plain sight. So my favorite way of eating this would be taking a sip of the broth. Next, the skin, nice and crispy. And then the duck. My biggest thing is just don't dip the bird into the broth. The broth is meant for sipping, not as a sauce. And there you have it, Balut 3 ways. So I do want to encourage people's curiosity about Filipino food. We want to put Filipino food in front of people and show them that there's different versions of it and making it approachable. A lot of times, actually, people say, I love coming here, now I'm going to visit the Philippines. I think that makes us proud. Just being able to share the food we grew up, it means a lot.